Welcome to another Sunday morning conversation, everybody. Today, my guest is Tiago Depaula. He is a Brazilian professional triathlete living in the Atlanta area, so he's local to me. We talk about his career, how he's running a tri-bike shop. He also has coaching, and we talk about his accident where he basically busted up his face and got a lot of pins in it. And yeah, also he recently had some bikes stolen, and he's in the process of trying to recover them. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. I hope you enjoy. How are you?
Hey, man, just 1 sec. I had to get some Monster here.
Oh, God. That's like nuclear waste in a can.
I know, man. Have been working very hard, so trying to get some bursts of energy.
Did you recover any of your bikes yet from the theft?
We got one, but literally it was the same day that they steal from us. So the bike was just hanging like close to a home theater there. Yeah, so far no luck.
Well, that sucks. And so they said Depaula on them. Are they your own bikes, or are they just rebranded with your name on it?
No, it's my own bikes. We create the bikes like 2010. More like a customized bike. It was a lot of people that want to build a bike with like Shimano or Campagnolo or GI2. And most of the bikes, still like in those days, they literally just pre-build the bike with some parts, depending on the manufacturer. So, and also like back then, I used to get sponsored from another brands, but just like product sponsorship. And I'll buy a bike, and then like then everybody will get the same bike on our group, on our team, and then I thought, you know what, maybe it's time for me to build my own brand, even though it's very small, but at least I'm building something that I know I can grow and I can help other people.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, we still have bikes, mountain bikes, triathlon bikes, road bikes. It's just the last 5-6 years we kind of slowed down the production just because the bike shop took a lot of time, a lot of money. But this year we're trying to get back in production again, and see how that goes.
Okay. So you make the bikes with the shop along with the coaching and race pro. That's a lot to take on.
Hold on a second. Let me adjust something here. Sorry, what did you say?
I said, so you build the bikes, you have your shop and your coaching, plus you race pro. That's a lot to take on.
Yeah, I'll have to say, on the beginning when I opened my business with the Depaula bikes, because Depaula bikes came in 2010, and then 5 years later, I opened the shop. I thought it was, I could do it. I mean, I can do it, but it's just, it's taking so much time and mental energy, because you got to deal with things that it's not on your hands, right? So if I train, it's on my hands. I push, I can go easy, I can go hard, I can pace myself, I can listen to myself if I have any bad thoughts or good thoughts. But when you talk with people, then you gotta manage their own mind and talk with customers, the coaching. You got to be very patient, and that I'll say that definitely affects the training. And it's just energy. The more you stay, on that back and forth conversation with a lot of, it takes a lot of time and energy, a lot of stress. But I'm surviving, so that's good.
Yeah, you're into your 40s now. How long do you anticipate continuing to race pro for?
To be honest, I did not set a date. I have been training since I was like I don't know, like 14. And I always take care of my body very well. Never did anything bad, or I feel like maybe I'll say this, like I'm in some areas I'm a lot stronger than when I was on my 28s. It's just in some parts it's harder. It's just like the recovery, not because of the load of training. It's just because now, I have a family. I gotta split time with everybody else, so that doesn't give me much resting. But I think like if you're like if you have some potential, some talent, you work hard, you sleep early, all that good stuff, eating well, I think you actually can perform. I'm not gonna say like Frodeno level, or like some top 5 uh contender for world championships or ITU, but also you can be a competitive professional athlete. We'll see Cameron Brown. I think he's 50. I mean, he's through a lot faster than a lot of people. And I actually worked with Cameron Brown before. He coached me a couple of years ago. Great coach from New Zealand. I think he won Ironman New Zealand like at least 12 times. I mean, the guy
Yeah,
was on the podium of Kona.
It's like he doesn't leave his island very much. He just stays there in races.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. I think maybe the distance, so be nice if he could like leave his land and race maybe on the US, like a circuit, to see how he could perform. I understand the reasons. It's a beautiful place. I wish I could live in New Zealand. It's amazing. But yeah, it's the sport is just getting harder and harder, and I see more and more pros reaching their peak between 37 and 40. And I think with the technology, better nutrition, we're going to see pros a lot older, like maybe reaching their 45. Like Andy Potts, is still very good, very competitive. Frodeno, I think he's 40 or 41. The last podium of Kona, first and second place, I think they're 39 or 40, something like that. I think for long distance, I don't see much a problem. Short distance like ITU, then it's a different story, because it takes a lot of power, a lot of recovery. And when you're racing ITU or even a pro cycling circuit, you gotta have time to rest in recovery. I think with the age, it kind of slow you down. So yeah, I to be honest, I don't know. It could be this year, my last year. It could be maybe 5 more years. It just I did set a date yet.
I only saw you did 3 races last year. Do you plan on doing more this year, or?
Yeah, I mean, last year, unfortunately, all the races that I did last year, some of them I come from like overtraining. Got a problem with dehydration on the races. I got a test with altitude training in Georgia with Charles. He kind of helped me figure out how much I'm losing, and I lose a lot. I gotta drink a lot, especially for long distance, because like the way I race, it's like basically what I do on training, and the things that I do on training, I should be a lot better on the races, but nutrition, in my opinion now, in those days, it's like the fourth sport. You gotta dial that one there. I come from a professional cycling background, and even though I have a lot of experience on cycling and on that level, long distance, when you put swim, bike, and run together, you gotta master the 3 distance. You know, it's not that easy as people think. So this last couple of years, I have been training probably half than what I should do it. I thought I could do it, but just got a conclusion that I'll have, if I want to keep on this level, I gotta be at least 30 hours per week, you know, 31, you know, it cannot be less than 25 hours per week. You know, it's impossible. So we'll see. You know, I have been working with a coach in Brazil. He's one of the best coaches in Brazil, Homero. And yeah, so he see a lot of potential and a lot of things that we can get better. So I'm gonna give a shot and see if we can get some changes, you know.
Okay. Now you told me earlier earlier in the week about your accident when you were with all the pins and stuff in your face. Tell me about that.
So I think in 2008, you know, I was literally like on one of my best shapes in cycling ever. I was getting warming up for the tour of Atlanta. And you know, just the race was getting very close to the time, you know, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stop my car on the side of the road here, and I'm just gonna warm up to the race. And the place that I rode was very busy, you know. One of the cars, it just it did see me coming. It kind of crossed. Basically, I was going in one way, the car was coming another way, and then the car made a left turn in front of me. You know, I braked for like, let's say 150 meters, you know, but it was just not enough time. So I just hit the right side of the car with my face, just enough to break 11 parts. So it was a pretty, I mean, I remember everything, you know, I laying down. Then I remember this guy just putting the hands on my chest and saying like, hey, just don't try to move, just wait. And then I wait for the doctors and everybody else to come in, you know. So the traffic was so bad that they have to send like a helicopter to pick me up. I'm gonna just move my car to a shade here, just 1 second.
Okay.
So yeah, we it was a long day, because my wife, when I just land on the hospital, they didn't know if I was alive or you know, anything that just like, you know, they could give, the doctors could not give like a answer like, you know, he gonna live or he gonna die, or so it was very stressful for her, you know. So yeah, just like took like about 24 hours. I think it's because they kind of wait to see if your brain or anything gonna swell, you know. So for me, one day the swelling came down. They did a scan. They did see anything. Hey, give me 1 second. I think someone just called me here. Let me go back to the. Yeah, so we stay in the hospital there. So finally the doctors said, yeah, he needs a surgery. And you know, so basically it was 11 fractures on my face. So the surgery was about 11 hours. And I think, if I'm not wrong, I have 32 titanium pins on my face.
Okay, so they're still there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I have one here, I have here, I have few here, I have here, around here. I mean,
Still
Iron
look
Man.
good?
You know, I don't know about that, but you know, definitely now I can say I'm an Ironman. Not because the race, but because of the metal on my body.
Well, your accident is a lot like mine. A guy didn't see me coming and made a left in front of me. Except for I didn't hit the side, I hit the front. And then I flew off the bike. My face took off the mirror, and then my head hit the back of the ground. That's how I got my brain injury.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Did you feel like what, did you remember everything from the accident?
Not everything.
Or you passed out?
I passed out at the moment I hit it, and it was like the most painful thing I can't describe it. It was like a shock wave that went through my body, and then everything went black.
Oh my goodness. And when you wake up, you're like, what's wrong? Where I am? Or
yeah, I didn't really know where I was. There was a woman standing over me. She was a nurse practitioner. She was walking her daughter to school because it happened in Decatur on my way to work. I was bike commuting in the office miles. So
oh man, I'm so sorry. It's like accidents. I have so many. So I have 3 friends that it was cyclists. Well, one was triathlete, but another 2 was cyclists, and they got injuries, and they're all now on a wheelchair. So you gotta. I always tell people, don't trust cars. Behave the the laws of the because the cars, they're not looking for bikes. So if you're like thinking that the car is going to respect, I mean, I'll say like some they respect, but the majority of them, I don't think that it's even a purpose. It's just because they don't see it. We don't have lights, we're not big enough, so the cars just they don't see it. And also with the cell phone now, all the technology, people, it's a lot more distracted. I always tell the group that I coach that, like, hey guys, just use lights, single file when it's busy. Always make sure everybody in the group have your contact if in case an accident happen. Just avoid as much traffic areas as you can. And also I try to not ride by myself or anybody else on our group. I try to tell them I always have one more person with them, because it's just getting crazy, especially here. Traffic, it's getting worse. And I always train at columns because the speed limit there, it's very, very, very slow. So the cars know that cyclists are there. And so most of my workouts, if it's like intervals, I do at columns. My long days, I go to Cartersville. Yeah, just avoiding traffic as much as I can.
Yeah, I usually just do most of my stuff on the kicker now. I don't go out on the road too much because of the PTSD. But yeah.
Yeah, I ride on the trainer very often, but it's just I have a limit. Like it's just get on the point that it's very tough. Like riding for hours and hours on the trainer. I saw Lionel Sanders doing all his training indoor. That's that's insane. It's tough. Huh?
It is kind of boring, even if you're watching stuff while you're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I usually don't even use Swift. I like to just put a movie or watch something or audible book, so I don't, it's just like the Swift, it's nice, but sometimes even riding on Swift, you can get a little distracted, leave your pace. I mean, it looks like almost like a video game for me. If I'm doing like an easy ride, or I'll use Swift, but usually intervals I like to go outside. Yeah, I love riding outside. Being I race cycling for so long, and back on my days, we hate trainers because you use the back wheel, and it sucks. I did everything outside, even when it's cold, raining, whatever. Just outside, and yeah. So yeah, I'm an outdoor guy.
Yeah, I actually don't live too far away from Columns, but it's longer because I live in Vinings right now, so I live at the end of the Bob Callan Trail, so I can ride there, except for I have to ride over the gravel part of Cochrane Shoals to get there. So I have to go the long
Uh-huh.
round because I can't ride a road bike on them.
Yeah, I mean, it's columns sometimes, even riding there, you got to be careful because some cars there, they don't know how close they're passing the bikes. I saw, it was funny, like one day I was riding at columns. I mean, actually I was running and then I saw someone hitting a cyclist and it was running away from the cyclist. The guy was on the ground. I just asked someone to stay there with the cyclist, and I got a ride with another person that I don't even know. I said, listen, stop your car right now. We got to chase that car there right now. He's leaving the accident. We have someone and he just, it was a lady that hit the guy. So what we did, it was crazy. I don't do this. Don't do it. Don't do it. I did it. I don't recommend, but I just felt it was the right thing to do. So I got this guy. He has like one of those mini BMW mini. Say, stop your car. We gotta chase that guy. So I got on his car. The guy was like, this guy gonna kill me or something. What's going on here? So we gotta chase. And then I explained, so we gotta chase that person. She's living the accident. The guy's almost dying there. And we got behind the person on columns. And then I say, okay, now you're gonna pass that person and you're gonna slow down your car and force her to stop. So we did it. She stopped. The cops came, talked with her, and she was pretending that she did see it. I mean, it was a frontal hit. I don't know how someone cannot see it, you know. And then I mean, I don't think the person did on purpose, but I think she just got scared and left. And it was an older lady, you know. Yeah, it was one of those things that, even on columns that can happen. But I'm
Yeah,
not gonna chase people anymore.
you never know what can happen. I'm surprised the guy
You
let you in the
never know.
car.
I know. I mean, it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I think he saw the guy on the ground, and it was very quick, and then the wife of the person called me. I don't know how find out my number, but and then she's like, how's my husband? Oh my goodness, that's a time where you don't want to explain what happened. I said, hey, I mean, I tried to calm her down, but I could see what my wife passed through. That day I was like, wow, that's not fun. Yeah, even like when I had the accident there, the doctors came to my wife and said, I don't think he's gonna probably race again, even on the level that he was. Maybe it will take him 3 years to get back on the bike. His face, it's gonna looks like a Frankenstein, which it's close but not quite there. And yeah, and she started crying. She's like, oh my goodness, he spent his whole life on the sports, and but it's funny, like one day I was in the hospital. I could even walk, because when you stay for a long time, you lose muscle. So I was walking, holding the wall, and I did not see my face yet. You got to understand, when you hit your face, like it happened with you too, and you have 32 titanium pins on your face. I mean, your face, just no matter how good is the doctor, that next couple weeks, it's gonna look like, I mean, it's gonna look like insane, So, and I did see my face. I was like, I thought it was just some stitches, and well, let's look on the meter. Man, when I look on the meter, it's like my eyes literally was like, it was about to cry a lot, and you could see, like, I remember, like, today, my eyes, it got so much like like it was about to cry, right? So it was like, it got so, I could even see, I got so emotional. And then I was very skinny. I went from 100, I think I was about 158, 157 pounds. maybe 6% body fat. I was in a very good shape, just came from altitude. And I look myself, it's like 117 pounds
Wow.
with
You were
the
there a while.
face. Yeah, with the face then looks bigger than two basketballs combined, and I was like, and then I just kind of look in the mirror and I look to myself and I was like, okay, with an ugly face or not, with skinny or not, you're back. You're gonna come back and you're gonna leave the hospital. It is what it is. Life keep going and just swell whatever you have, and just and also my mouth was, because I broke here in half, so I have a wire all over the mouth too. I mean, like you gotta understand something. It's like when I was racing Georgia, I was probably top 3 the best cyclist in Georgia, or the best cyclist back then, you know. Um, and it was and also back on my young age, I used to do model for pictures. That was when I was like on my 20s, 19s. And when you see your face like that, and also being an athlete on a top level, I mean, that's like, it's almost like they took almost everything from you. Like you're now just, you're not even an average person. You're like below the average. You have nothing to gain. And then I
Yeah.
was like, on that day, yeah, that day I was just like, hey man, you're gonna get back, and you're gonna get back stronger than you were before. And so it was very, very good experience. If you ask me, if you go back on the time, do you want to pass to that same experience? If I have to choose, I'll probably say yes, because I think I learned a lot, even though it was not good, and I made a lot of people sad because they, people like you, they remember me as a cyclist and race, healthy, happy, and then they see me like sad, the ugliest face you can imagine, very skinny. It was everybody that saw me in the hospital start crying. I was like, man, why people so emotional? And I did see my face back then, right? So I was like, I could not understand. Like they hold my hands and they start crying. People that never cry, like people that are very like serious, very kind of, I was like, well, I guess I have good friends. They're emotional. So, and then that's when I look in the mirror. But like a year later, actually, I start riding 3 weeks later. Um, and the doctors said, get this scissor, because if you start vomit, you gotta cut the wire, otherwise you'll die with all that vomit on your mouth, if in case you vomit. And don't ride your bike at least for 7 months. I don't think I did not listen to the doctor. Don't do this at home. Don't, if doctor say something, follow up. I didn't. I just I should have just stopped, not do anything. But 2 weeks, a week later, left the hospital. My recovery was very quick. I started riding on the trainer, doing like 30 watts, 40 watts, very easy. And then 3 weeks later, I was riding again. And I have my mouth all wired, and I could breathe very well. And yeah, it's just, it was tough. And then I think 3 months and a half later, I won again a cycling race, which had like very good cyclists. It was one of the races in Georgia. And then on that same year, I went to Greenville in South Carolina. It was another very big regional race where I think Hincapi put the race together. And I think I got first one day and second on another day, and I was racing by myself. So, and that's like, and I don't think I was on my strongest shape. It was just like that, starving to win and to prove that I still have what it takes. and it was amazing. It was a very good experience. Yeah, and then the 2009 was literally one of my best seasons on cycling. I went back to the race and I had my accident, and I got second on the time trial, which was the first day. You know, when I was warming up for a race, when I have the accident, that was the time trial, the first race. So I went back to that race, got second, half a second behind Ben Kirst. Ben Kirst, it's from Australia, national champion on the US criterium, US Pro criterium, and also the guy was a 1K specialist on the track, world class level. I mean, the guy finished second to Chris Hoy in one of the 1K World Cup race, you know. And I was like, wow, I even though I think I got second, half a second behind a guy in that level. I was like, okay, I'm back to my fitness, and then I had a lot of other good results that year, you know. Yeah, so it was a good coming back for me, and teach me a lot, you know.
So what are your plans for this year?
So the beginning of the year, I moved from Kennesaw to Roswell. So I have to do a lot of projects to get the house ready, and few other personal things that was happening at the same time. So I kept training, you know, but not the way I should be training. So literally my half of the season, it was compromised for those things. But I have a few races then I want to do this year. I'm probably gonna do Cozumel again on the end of the year. Augusta, probably another race. It has few half Ironmans that I want to do. I may do Clash, you know. It's just gonna depends on the fitness level than I am, and you know how prepared I am. But I still want to do couple races this year to finish the year well. Also, I may do some cycling events on time trials. So more like a national championship and stuff like that. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit this year, and build like a very solid base for the Ironman on the end of the year.
Okay, that sounds great, man. Well, hey,
Yeah, I mean it's you know, takes a lot of time, but you know, it's fun.
yeah, it definitely is. Well, hey, man, I don't want to take too much of your time since you're sitting around with the gas station parking lot. Thank you for
No,
joining.
it's all good, man. It's all good. I'm getting ready to jump on the pool too in a couple minutes. So I know you know, you probably have a busy schedule there back in there, and you know, I was like, you know what, we'll do this right now, and get this interview quick, you know.
Yeah, I'm glad we can link up and do it.
Yeah, and you know, like if you want to do some training together sometime, let me know.
Definitely. I'm
We'll,
doing
yeah,
Challenge Roth next year, so I'm going to be needing people to do I am long runs that's out in Cartersville. So
yeah. No, I'll be up to. That's a great race, man. That's a race that hopefully I can do one day too. But yeah, I think it's a great race to do it. You know, is that the only? So this year, do you have any other race to do, or?
well, I'm doing that next year. They gave me a slot because of my brain injury. I wasn't fishing for a slot. They actually gave me one. I'm like, oh, so I'm like, all right, because I was ready to go enter the lottery in July. I'm like, okay. So I was going to do that, and I was going to decide. But this year I've got like 670.3s to do. So I'm just going to do that for this year and try to build on that, and then go into IM training.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, man. And yeah, just thank you for the you know, this nice talk that we had, and also I want to, you know, just if someone watching this video, this interview, if you guys have like an accident or anything that happened, you know, a lot of athletes pass for a lot of stress in their lives, especially with accidents and stuff. You know, feel free to contact me. I'll be more than happy to, you know, talk and share some of my experience, and also, you know, anything that I can help. You know, I know when I have my accident, I had a lot of help, you know, and yeah, if I can do anything to help someone on the same situation than I was, yeah, just leave my email there or contact Eric there, and you know, we'll go from there.
And I will save your number as well now that I have it.
Yeah, save the number. Let me know if you see any bike passing, you know, let me know, contact me.
All right, I definitely will. Thanks again, Tiago.
All right, man. Thank you.